What is going on, YouTubers? Welcome to another video. So I am contemplating multiple statues right now, and I wanted to show you guys a few photoshops and get your opinion and whatnot. So first thing, let's focus on this general area. So right now I just put XM Predator up high just because I wanted to have them all up high, because I won't technically need that space for probably a good 4 to 5 months, 6 months plus, because eventually Prime 1 Predator is going to go there. Now underneath, the initial plan is going to be XM Predator and Prime 1 Alien Warrior, which I've already PO'd. And I do think it looks absolutely freaking fantastic. XM Predator is, you know, it is labeled as 1/3. As you can see, it's not quite as big and as my Cinema Cat, but it still does look fantastic. So let me show you the Photoshop. So check that out. So that's kind of the initial plan, which does look great. And the Alien Warrior is 26 inches tall, XM Predator is 28. So, you know, it's also hunched over, and I think they'll pair very good together. I also really do like XM Predator next to the Fugitive Bust, both being masked Predators. It looks great. I like the base, I like the concept. The overall Predator looks amazing, the detail's fantastic. However, it is a conceptual piece. It is not movie accurate. Same with the XM Alien. It is also a concept piece, not movie accurate, but it looks close enough. I mean, the Predator looks really good as well. It doesn't have the netting. Has more of a, I don't know, jungle-ish theme. You know, ideally, honestly, I wish they would have did that Predator for the movie Prey. I think that would have been way better. And that one actually works great. Unfortunately, they didn't. But the one statue I am kind of considering is Berserker Predator. Now, you can see right here, XM Predator next to Cinema Cat, the size. Now, Berserker Predator is the exact same height as XM Predator, but it is considered 1/4. It's also a more action dynamic pose, you know, having a classic Predator. So it's 1.5 Predators, 1/4. But this is Berserker, which is one of my 3 favorite Predators. You know, I'd put it as Wolf, Jungle, Berserker in that order. So, you know, seeing this here, I'm like, well, I mean, obviously Cinema Cat's a lot bigger. But height-wise, it's the exact same as XM. It's not as thick, you know, and obviously it's not going to be as big Predator-wise, but the statue itself is as big. And I really do like this statue quite a bit. The concept is just phenomenal, and I love it. You know, and it's not like you see that and you're like, oh, that's too small in that display. So, you know, it's like, it still looks like it flows pretty darn good. And let me show you one additional pic. All right, check this one out. Next to the Prime 1 Jungle Hunter. Now, Prime 1 Jungle Hunter is on a little riser, so it's not the same height. Because technically, they should be about the same height, both 28 inches tall. So, Prime 1's does look overall just bigger as a Predator as a whole. And Berserker Predator was a pretty big Predator. So, Prime 1's definitely, you know, this is more accurate to 1/3 than the Berserker is. But that's just a size comparison. So, in all honesty, I've also considered this Predator, but because I'm getting the Prime 1 1/3, I don't think I need the 1/4. Granted, you know, I still love it. I just don't like the unmasked heads. I like the Berserker unmasked way more. Now, let me show you the Photoshop. Boom, check that out. So that's how it would kind of look. Now, I don't know how good Berserker would look down low, and it's not masked to go next to the bust. And ideally, I was trying to do 2 masked, 2 unmasked Predators, since I'm going to end up with 4. And in this scenario, I'd only have 2 unless I do Wolf's mask. But I still think it looks awesome down there, you know, and I really do love that statue. So should I consider selling XM Predator to get Berserker Predator? I'm technically going to a smaller scale, but I'm getting a movie version of one of my favorite Predators. Ideally, I'd love to get a 1/3 Berserker, but we don't know if Prime 1 will make one. And conceptually, this cannot be beat. It is a 10 out of 10 concept. So it's definitely something to consider. And they do cost about the same amount. Like, let's say I sell XM Predator for $2,000. That's how much Berserker Predator will cost. So, yeah, that is the one thing. So let me know in the comments below what you guys think of that. Secondly, Bumblebee Bust. So, you know, I am a huge fan of Bumblebee. I freaking love him to death. And this bust, I really freaking want it. I think it looks absolutely amazing. You know, and it's pretty decently reasonably priced considering what you're getting, how massive it is. You know, so intricate, so many parts. And I love my Transformer statues, and I just think how cool a giant one would be. I mean, granted, Shockwave's still bigger than this, but just like a giant bust version like this. I think it looks so awesome. Now, I can't put it in my Transformer room. There's just no way. I mean, it would mess up my whole display if I put it there. But there is one alternative I could potentially do, and I wanted to show this to you Photoshop-wise. And there's also one additional statue I want to show you potentially getting. More or less putting Bumblebee right there. I'm quite confident I could fit him even with the back doors if I just had the base hanging off slightly. Because it's 27 inches deep. I got 25 inches there. So if I just have it, you know, hanging off similar to my King Ghidorah, I could fit the back windows and doors. And then I wanted to do Pacific Rim beneath. Now, if you think about it, you know, I more or less have like 4 separate movie lines in essence here, but they're all robotic themed. Alita is a robot, you know, with like a human heart or brain. Pacific Rim, also a robot. Darth Vader, also like half robot, half man, looks like a robot. And then Bumblebee. You know, and Pacific Rim also fits the whole Godzilla vs. Kong, Kaiju Dinosaurs theme. And I think Transformers honestly fits as well, you know, being giant robots. So, I think this fits theme-wise, you know, and I'd love to get the Pacific Rim statue. Now, I do love the Pacific Rim bust. However, it is just honestly very overpriced. You know, even the non-arm version with shipping is $4,000. And I just don't know if I see the value in that. I mean, it's not super big. You know, it's wide, but it's not super tall. And I just don't know if the value would be there, and I don't think I need it. If anything, I just want the statue as a standalone right there. You know, and then I'd consider Bumblebee Bust. Now, if I do Bumblebee Bust there, I definitely can't do Wonder Woman Bust in 1/3 like I kind of showed you guys a while back. That means I'd only be able to keep one Wonder Woman Bust, sell off the other, and I'd have to move Khaleesi, which I will show you in a moment where that would potentially go. So, yeah, and that also begs the question of Red Sonja. If we did Bumblebee Bust there, which I don't think Red Sonja goes flawlessly here. When I look at the display, it's the only 1/3 on the wall. And theme-wise, I mean, it has a snake, which kind of fits the whole theme. Other than that, it doesn't really fit the theme super perfect. But it still looks sick there, no doubt. I would love to get Vampirella and display them together. The only thing I could think of to do that is if I did a small coffee table like I had here a few months ago and did them both on a coffee table in the middle of the room, which I am trying to avoid, you know, anything in the middle of the room, but that would be one potential, you know, resolution to that. Or we just sell Red Sonja, forget Vampirella, and not have either of them. You know, since it is comic and not a movie statue and whatnot. It is really difficult to even consider selling Red Sonja just because I love that statue so much. And we'll get to Khaleesi in here in just a minute. One last thing as well. The Velociraptor. So I see this photo. Now I own the standard Raptor here on the right. Should I consider selling it to get the Raptor on the left? It is the exact same base, 0 differences. The only difference is realistically the pose of the Velociraptor. I think the left looks cooler. It's more attacking. Now I already have a statue in that pose of 1/10, but having a larger 1/6 would be really cool. You can probably see the overall Raptor better on the slight open mouth top right. But I still love that attack one, so I'm like, oh, should I consider that? I really do like it. So, let's go over here. Yeah, imagine Bumblebee Bust, who is quite wide. Like, he would definitely be coming probably right here. I have to do a Bumblebee poster. Another thing I've honestly kind of considered is the Gentaku Drogon statue. Putting another dragon here, you know, then I'd have 2 dragons on each side. That one is also really big. The base is very manageable, but it's like 34 inches tall and wide. I think that could look incredible there. I'm really waiting for some in-hands of that, but I would consider that because Drogon is one of the coolest freaking things ever. Yeah, so imagine if I did that attack Velociraptor here, you know, basically the same pose as that little guy, but a bigger version. I don't know if I necessarily need that, but I do like that attack pose raptor quite a bit. I would love to ideally have both, but you know, space. But should I consider selling this to get the attack? That is, you know, one potential option. Now, here in the Transformer room, if I was to, let's say, move Khaleesi, do Pacific Rim, I'd have to do Khaleesi and Jon Snow right there, sell off the cyborgs, and cram in Raiden and Liu Kang in this display. That way MK is only this wall, and then everything right here is all Prime 1. So I really do like that idea. What I'm waiting for to, you know, finalize this is, I mean, I already definitely have like a buyer for the cyborgs, which could cover Jon Snow more or less, plus some. I want to see how it looks with Motaro here, and then cramming those two if it looks good. Because if it looks too cluttered, then I don't want to do that, and I'll have to find an alternate solution for Raiden and Liu Kang. Now, you know, I just watched the Bumblebee movie, and Blitzwing is the Decepticon that followed Bee at the very beginning, not the main, like, girl-talking one. I don't even know that one's name, honestly. I do like that fight quite a bit with Blitzwing, and I think it's a very cool-looking Decepticon, but I am not getting it. I've decided I'm going to keep Drift. Drift has a lot more scenes, more, you know, he's in 2 movies. I like his overall look, and I do already have, like, a Jet Decepticon, you know, Starscream, much more, you know, and way more movies and whatnot. So we're going to keep this display as is. Now, technically, if I wanted to put Bumblebee Bust in this room, the only way I could honestly do it, for example, is lower those 2 there, switch those 2, move those 2 over there, those 2 over here, and maybe get, like, Scarlet, and then do Bumblebee Bust. That is the only way I could think of doing that, is, you know, moving Bumblebee and Drift over there, and then G.I. Joe over here, which means no Khaleesi in that spot. But it would mean I could do Bumblebee Bust right there. Now, there's a big reason I don't want to do that. I abso-frickin-lutely love this look. Having all 5 OG Autobot team together. I do not want to have up and down. I, you know, really, really like this look. And I do not want to compromise that. You know, that is like freaking flawless to me. I don't think doing a Bumblebee Bust there would make this display look any better. It would make it look worse. You know, so I can't compromise the whole display for the bust. That's why I'm thinking Red Sonja's spot would work. Theme-wise, you know, it would just be a standalone bust. I wouldn't be able to put like the full figure next to it or anything. But I do think overall it could work for sure. So something I'm considering, you know. I'm definitely highly considering Jon Snow and Khaleesi in this spot. I'm really just waiting for Motaro, who should arrive any freaking day now. So as soon as we get him in, I can try Raiden Liu Kang. And if I can fit them good, we're selling the cyborgs. We're going to move Khaleesi over here. And then I'm going to get Pacific Rim instead in that spot, which I think would be freaking fantastic over there. So, yeah, Pacific Rim would actually fit so good right there. It's 27 inches tall, like 15 inches wide and deep. So it would fit really nicely right there. It's as tall as the Alita bust and the potentially Bumblebee bust here, which based off the angle of his head, he'd be looking that way. So the angle would work perfect. So, yeah, definitely some things to consider. You know, the Photoshop does look pretty darn good. Although I still can't imagine myself selling Red Sonja. It's such a damn good statue. Oh, even if it's not a movie one, I love that. Just the artistic direction, the overall look of it is so freaking cool. So, yeah. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Which of these I should consider or just forget. I'm always considering things. So, yeah, definitely some things to consider. More than likely, I'll sell the cyborgs and do at least the Khaleesi, Jon Snow, and Pacific Rim. And then, you know, Red Sonja, I'm still determining that, 'cause I definitely want that Bumblebee bust. You know, I'm such a big fan of Bumblebee. Huge, huge fan. And I don't want to scramble and pay aftermarket prices once everyone and their mom has it. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I should have gotten it. I can still get it now for retail, so I need to make up my mind ASAP. Anyways, folks, that's it for today's video. Please leave a comment below, like the video, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And if you're looking to buy statues, please use the links below as it does help the channel. And I'll see you in the next one. Have a great day.